This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The cost of electricity is a major concern for consumers. But what about paying for what you actually use? Jimenita Swain tells us that there's a new technology that many in the region are applying and something that's not really off the table for consideration for use here.
It's a new technology that promises to produce more accurate electricity bills and eliminates physical meter reading. Smart metering is a technological initiative that enables energy providers to generate an accurate energy reading. Business Development Manager for Latin America, Saul Beniquez, said the technology is catching on throughout the Caribbean.
We have 3 customers that have deployed these type of networks in the Dominican Republic at some different stages. Some are in production, others are in pilot. But we have a very successful trend record with Aruba. We have Elmar in Aruba who deployed a multi-application RPMA network. In St. Martin, we have GB, which is one of the distribution companies that cover the territory of St. Martin. In Puerto Rico, we have PREPA, who have a network dedicated for monitoring all their grid.
On-Ramp Wireless is the company behind the software for this new technology that has a number of applications.
Beyond just metering and prepaid, these communication systems and these technologies are enabling the utilities to do more with the same type of investments they will need for the metering infrastructure.
As the Bahamas Electricity Corporation works on its transition to new management with U.S.-based Power Secure, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister responsible for BEC, Philip Davis, noted that a number of technologies will be considered in the business plan.
All new technologies, new innovations, all of these will factor into their business plan. Smart reading, of course, will be considered and factored in, and see how best it could serve the Bahamian people.
As smart metering develops, it does not propose to eliminate the work of meter readers, but instead facilitates their work in other areas of electricity generation and production. Jimenita Swain, ZNS Network News.
Good news tonight for Cat Islanders as government plans to conduct major infrastructural upgrades there. Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Philip Davis, says plans are in the pipeline.
The bids have just returned for the redevelopment of the New Bight Airport. We are now evaluating that. We are now remaking all of the clinics for the purposes of ensuring that it's ready and being able to provide all the health services that are necessary for the implementation of national health insurance. Those works are now ongoing, and hopefully the signing of the contracts for the substantive work will occur within the next 2 weeks, and those works start. The airport work, we are now evaluating the bids. There's a lot of civil works that's going to go along with it, and it looks like a $33 million all-in project, and we are now looking at that for the purposes of funding, and hopefully we'll sign those contracts before the end of August.
Mr. Davis also noted that many jobs will be created through these ventures, and the new infrastructural upgrade is also expected to boost the economy there as well. He also added that with this will be an enhanced road network from north to south Cat Island.
The roads have now been repaired, they've been fixed. A lot of the seawall work has been completed, and we are now embarked on a feasibility study of a master plan for all of Cat Island that envisages us putting in what I call a spine road in the center of the island, which will be what I call a climatology project to move the roads, the main road from the seashore into the hinterland, and have it from right down the middle, from Old Bight or Port House straight to at least Artistown, and that those studies are now in train, and the Caribbean Development Bank is looking into it, and hopefully before I'm taking office, all those things would have been happening.
Also tonight, Drug Enforcement Unit officers continue their probe into a large drug bust in Andros yesterday. That's where there was a large find, and it was the third bust on that island in little more than a month. It comes just hours after 5 Exuma men were arrested by Drug Enforcement Unit officers Saturday afternoon for 2 bales of marijuana in their possession. Authorities report that DEU officers were patrolling a dirt road in the area of San Andres shortly after 12 Sunday afternoon. That's when they recovered these illegal items. Officer in charge of the Drug Enforcement Unit, Chief Superintendent Sam Butler, confirmed officers are close to arresting persons involved in these matters.
Drug Enforcement Unit and its partners with the ORBAT mission was carrying out a surveillance operation when we observed a suspicious aircraft in the area of North Andros Airport. We continued to hold surveillance and saw some suspicious activities. Officers were able to get on the ground and discover a number of packages that were removed from that aircraft. We have about 8 packages of marijuana in custody and also a large quantity of suspected cocaine.
In less than 2 weeks, another church in the Carmichael Road area has been hit by vandals. And members of the Universal Vision Mission Church of God says despite this setback, they will continue their mission of spreading the gospel. Altavis Munnings visited the church Sunday morning, just moments after police began their initial investigation.
When the handyman of the Universal Village Mission Church of God arrived there shortly after 7 o'clock Sunday morning, he noticed something strange. After searching the property, it was discovered the majority of the church's audio equipment was stolen. Pastor Reverend Dr. Vincent Smith knew something was wrong when he saw the door broken.
And then after a while I came in and discovered that all of the sound systems were stolen. You know, and everything that connected to the sound system was stolen.
Some equipment was also found outside of the church?
Yes, there is my personal clip-on mic that I use when I'm preaching was found out to the fence. I assume that was how they exit the property.
In the sound room, the robbers only left the audio board. Around the pulpit, about 6 amplifiers and several microphones were taken. Pastor Smith estimates about $30,000 in equipment was stolen. Will this stop you from having church today?
Oh, no. The devil can't stop me. I'm going to preach without sound. We're going to clap hands, stomp feet, and dance and have fun. I just want the devil to know that the church will prevail.
We recently reported a robbery at New Jerusalem Ministries International on Carmichael Road where electronic equipment and other items were also stolen. Pastor Smith believes the same culprits in that matter stole from his church. And as the Royal Bahamas Police Force continues to investigate these matters in southwestern New Providence, Police Press Liaison, Assistant Police Commissioner Stephen Dean, doesn't see a trend developing yet.
There's no way you should have in your heart today to go to some beach party with those instruments today or tomorrow for holiday season and be playing music knowing that they came out of a church. But the police will be out on alert and we'll be following any bits of information that's supplied to us.
Altavis Munnings, ZNS Network News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Getting physically fit seems to be the goal of many people these days. One local bank is calling for people who are up for a challenge to compete in the Combat Cancer Challenge. Hard to say, but it's going to be a fun time. CIBC First Caribbean's Walk for the Cure manager, Duquesne Dean, tells us how to get involved.
We're having a Combat Cancer Challenge in September 19th from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're calling it Kick Your Butt. So we are kicking cancer's butt that day. And it's an open invitation to teams comprising of 5 members. Each member contributes a small donation of $5. And it's an obstacle course. And it's all about, it's all about working together.
Well, hopefully working together you can say it a lot easier than I was able to say it. It sounds like a lot of fun. And of course it is to help find a cure for cancer. Finding a cure for some of the doldrums, though, we're going into some Family Island news brought to you by BTC coming up next. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight. Staying connected while hundreds of miles apart no longer means a huge phone bill. And BTC has taken steps to modernize the system that connects the Bahamas to the world. It's the subject of tonight's BTC Island Connection with Keishla Adderley.
Getting fresh fish in the Berry Islands is no problem. It's one of the perks. But that's not what drew retired Catholic school principal Elizabeth Miller and her husband from the city.
And it's amazing. At first my husband was saying, what do you want to go to the island for? And I'm not sure I'm going to like it. But after 3 months, he was here. He didn't want nothing to do with Nassau anymore. He doesn't want to go back.
She spends many mornings on her balcony, but that's not the highlight of her day either.
Hello? Okay, hi Christopher, this is Mom.
It's the call Elizabeth Miller looks forward to getting every day, chatting with her son in Atlanta via her BTC long-distance service.
It's important that I keep in touch with him on a daily basis. And in nowhere and no form could I have been able to do that and afford it, really. That's the important thing. And I first got it because I wanted to keep in touch with him, and I haven't been disappointed.
BTC's new modern Home Phone Plus service has taken up where its Vibe service left off. And as product manager Odette Carey explains, it's lightened the load for customers in more ways than one.
What this means is that customers who would have had perhaps maybe the Vibe in the past, which is a VoIP phone, they don't need to carry all this equipment that they would have had in the past, the modems and all these instruments. They just need to use their traditional fixed line phone, pick up the phone, and be able to make the cheap rates. So that's a huge benefit for us, and that's where the industry is leading, moving away from the VoIP, just discounted rates across PSTN.
It's a service, she says, has grown like the love of her new island over the years.
BTC is here. They make me feel like they care for me. Because whenever I call, response is quick, no matter what the issue, no matter what the problem, and they would come.
Parting is such sweet sorrow, but knowing her beloved son is just a call away is sweet comfort. Keishla Adderley for the BTC Island Connection.